Hey guys, Super Horror Bro Mike here, and today we are looking at a brand new theory for Bendy and the Ink Machine. This will actually be a two-part theory in which we will discuss how the cutout Bendys move around Joey Drew's studios, and secondly, whether or not Sammy Lawrence is still alive after the events of Chapter 2. I believe these two theories tie into one another, and so I've decided to cover them in one video. Sammy Lawrence was an employee at Joey Drew Studios, responsible for writing the music and songs that appeared in the original Bendy cartoon shows. In Chapter 2, Sammy is shown to possess an inky body and wears a distorted Bendy mask. He captures Henry in an effort to sacrifice him to Demon Bendy and appease the ink gods.
Let us begin. The ritual must be completed.
But seemingly ends up coming to a sticky end off screen shortly after the ritual commences. Many believe him to be dead, but is he? Before we dive into today's theory, remember to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to be notified every time a new video drops. So let us begin with part 1 of today's theory. How do these Bendy cutouts randomly appear and move around the studios? These Bendy cutouts seem to have a life of their own, popping up out of nowhere and in some cases reappearing moments after they have been destroyed. The one point of interest here is that the Bendy cutouts that do this are always found near broken sections of the wall with ink flooding out of them. Now we know that the ink works like a conduit in the world of Bendy and the Ink Machine, as Demon Bendy is able to travel through the ink and appear at random wherever ink pools form. That means that whoever is placing the Bendy cutouts around the studio must also possess this power. We can even see footprints around some of the inky walls where these cutouts appear. Which brings us to the second part of today's theory. Is Sammy Lawrence still alive after the events of Chapter 2? We know that Sammy has been moving Bendy cutouts around the workshop, as this can be seen near the beginning of Chapter 2.
Whoa! Excuse me, can you help me? Hello?
Where the hell did he go?
This could mean that because Sammy has an inky body, he actually has the power to travel through the inky walls of the studios himself. How did he get his inky body? Well, that's for another theory, but my best guess to give context here and now would be that Sammy was perhaps killed, went through the ink machine, and became a searcher before evolving back into an undead inky shadow of his former self. But this really needs further analysis. We can now make sense as to why Sammy disappears after Henry calls out to him in Chapter 2. If Sammy can move through the inky walls of the studios, then his point of entry would be here. He then walks past Henry here, carrying the Bendy cutout, before placing it down here and vanishing back into the ink here. Why does all of this matter? Well, at the end of Chapter 2 we see this image. It shows Sammy's mask, an axe and an ink puddle. Many people believe this to be the inky remains of Sammy after he was attacked and killed by Demon Bendy. But if Sammy is truly capable of travelling through the ink himself, it could mean that the pool of ink we see in this picture is not his remains but rather his escape route, meaning he is in fact still alive. The more I think about this, the more it makes sense. Sammy has been set up as a pretty important character, with several audio logs devoted just to him in Chapter 2 alone. So, to give him a brief monologue at the end of a chapter and then have him killed off screen seems a little unlikely. We also had this Chapter 3 teaser image released back in May by the game's developer The Meatly. I don't know about you, but the character looks an awful lot like Sammy to me. The Meatly also used Sammy as the voice of their marketing campaign for Hot Topic when the Bendy clothing line launched last month.
My little sheep, it's time to believe. I'm having a little get-together, a little soiree. Just a few friends, a few screams.
With the way marketing works, it would be a little odd to give Sammy so much exposure if he was to never feature in a future chapter of the game. My theory is that not only was Sammy the guy responsible for moving the Bendy cutouts around the studios in an effort to direct Henry a certain way, but also that he is not dead and will continue to play a big role in future chapters of the game. After all, we see lots of cutouts appearing all over the place in the latest Bendy trailer, as well as a shadowy figure on the walkway as Henry bolts for the Little Miracle Station. I guess we'll have to wait for the release of Chapter 3 to know for sure. And that's it for today's video guys. I hope you did enjoy it, and if you did, remember to give it a like and subscribe for more horror related content, including theories, analysis and let's play videos. And I will see you on the next one.